Let's be real. Pretty privilege is a thing, and it's baked into the fabric of how society operates. If you're conventionally attractive, doors will magically open. What does it mean to be conventionally attractive? Now, in every country on the continent of this world, what it means to be an attractive person is different. The standard for beauty changes from society to society. You're more likely to get hired, people listen to you more intently, and even strangers treat you like you're royalty for no reason other than your face. But here's the twist, this isn't just about who gets free things or extra likes on social media. There's a deeper, messier reality here, especially when it's viewed with a trauma informed lens. It is an unspoken rule that if you fit into society's ever changing beauty standards, life tends to be a bit easier. Think of it as the VIP pass to human interaction. Whether it's being perceived as more trustworthy, intelligent, or likable, your looks often precede your worth. But, and this is a big but, it's not always the fairy tale it seems, especially when we dig into its roots and ripple effects. Let's consider the shadow side of favoritism as relates to pretty privilege. Being pretty can open doors. That is true. But it is also a double edged sword. For some, constantly being praised for their appearance becomes their entire identity. The world doesn't ask you how you're feeling, the world doesn't ask you the process to which you achieve things. But do you know what you get asked? How do you have clear skin? How do you have such beautiful hair? How do you maintain your figure? Can you see that? This kind of validation is shallow, fleeting, and exhausting. Now imagine someone experiencing trauma, maybe from a toxic relationship, abuse, social pressure, and constantly being told that their value lies in how good they can look. It's a trap. They become stuck performing beauty because they've learned that it's the only currency the world consistently values. Let's consider as number three, those who don't fit in the mold. When you do not have this pretty privilege, it can feel like a punishment. Society is brutal to people who don't tick the attractive boxes, whether it's body size, skin tone, facial features, or disabilities. The trauma here is twofold. First, there's a direct impact, being overlooked, dismissed, you know, outright mistreatment because you don't measure up. Second, there's the internalized shame. Those moments where you catch yourself believing you're not good enough simply because the society said so. It's dehumanizing and it perpetuates cycles of low self esteem, low self worth, and exclusion. Four, beauty and power dynamics. Pretty privilege plays into power dynamics, believe it or not. People who benefit from it, intentionally or not, often have an easier time navigating societal systems. In contrast, those without it face more obstacles, whether it's in professional settings, dating, or even just walking down the street. But here is one point, pre privilege does not exist in a vacuum, it intersects with race, gender, and social class. Now let's talk trauma. When we look at the pretty privilege through a trauma informed lens, it's clear that this isn't just about who's getting compliments. It's about the systems and structures that dictate whose humanity is acknowledged. Trauma isn't about just the big life altering events. It's also about the slow daily grind of being judged, valued, or devalued based on the things that you can control. For those benefiting from pretty privilege, the trauma might come from being reduced to their looks or feeling unworthy the moment they don't meet the standard anymore. For those without it, the trauma lies in constant rejection, invisibility, or outright ridicule. So, what can we do? How do we navigate this messy reality? I feel a good start is calling it out. Let's stop pretending that pretty privilege doesn't exist and acknowledge the harm that it causes. Challenge beauty standards, celebrate diversity, and here's an idea: start valuing people for who they are and not just how they look. And if you're someone who is benefiting from being beautiful, being attractive, use it for good. Amplify marginalized voices, make space for those who aren't heard, and recognize that privilege is what it is. It's a societal construct that doesn't define anyone's true worth. Pretty privilege is really complicated, it's messy, and it's truly unfair. But by unpacking it with honesty and compassion, we can start to create a world where everyone's humanity, and not just the way they look, is seen and valued.